FinalScore.tv, Dick Fain from 93.3 KJR FM. My co-host, Seahawk legend Curt Warner, as we count down our 12 days to Santa Clara, and we're celebrating some of the state champions in the state of Washington from this past December. Boy, there are a few things that we know are going to happen in life. We got death, we got taxes, and we got the Royal Knights winning the 1A state championship in the state of Washington as they do it again. 13 state championships for head coach Wiley Allred. If you count the COVID year, let's give them 14 because they were undefeated that year as well with some wins over some big-time schools. But Coach Allred, thanks for joining us, and wide receiver Shea Stevenson. Congratulations, Coach, on a fantastic year.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
You bet. Coach, before we start talking about your team, tell me about your memories of Curt Warner, our Seahawk legend, and what it was like watching him play back in the 1980s.
Well, I think it was just one of the best running backs I'd seen at that time, and you know, I was in my 20s, so I was pretty young and loved watching the Seahawks. I was glad to have got a team. Started off a little bit better than Tampa Bay, so I was excited about that. And then the 80s, Curt Warner and the guys kind of got it rolling a little bit. I loved watching Curt Warner run the ball. Appreciate it. From Seattle.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Coach, the fact that, you know, I played at a small high school, Pineville, West Virginia. It was a single A school as well. Needless to say, we were not nearly as good as you guys were. We got to the playoffs, but we didn't win any state championships. But, I mean, to look at the banners and all of the success that you've had, it is just unbelievable. I had an opportunity to come from that level, so I understand where you're coming from. And, man, congratulations. It's just a great coaching job. You know, a lot of athletes, a lot of great players such as Shea.
Well, let's go back to this unbelievable state championship game, 21-20 over Kashmir. You know, a game that you guys held the lead at halftime, 14-6. You guys were up 21-14 late, and then Kashmir mounts a final drive. They get the touchdown, and they decide to go. Curt, they decide to go for two to try to beat Royal with 18 seconds left to go instead of playing for overtime. So I want to get both your takes on this. Coach, let's start with you. How surprised were you when you saw that offense go back out in the field and going for two? And was it nerve-wracking for you? Were you happy that they were going for the win there? Or were you like, oh man, I didn't think this was good. I thought I was preparing for overtime here, or at least an 18-second drive to try to get a field goal?
Well, no. I'll go back just a little bit. We played them last year 2 times, and the second time was in the semifinals. And last year we beat them by about 40, but we had a senior-laden team. They had a bunch of juniors. So they bring back I'd say nearly their squad. Like, we knew they were going to be good. They should have been the favorite in the state, except for really just because of our history, honestly. They have all the guys back, and they have some really good players. They've just got a 3-year starter quarterback, some receivers. Anyway, we go to overtime. They kind of controlled most of the game, I guess, if you could say. We tied it this first time around. And then we go to overtime in the middle of the season, I think week 5, and beat them. Well, we scored a touchdown. They did. They didn't score. We end up scoring. We win it. So overtime, I was not surprised they didn't want to go overtime. Not because I just thought, you know, deja vu's kind of a bugger. Why not end it? So I was actually surprised they trotted out their PAT team, and then they called timeout. When they called timeout, we're looking over there going, they're not going for it. They're going to end it. They kind of had the momentum in a sense that they marched down the field. As a coach, I was really disappointed in myself allowing that to happen. I mean, they went 90 yards in 2 minutes. That's like, and so people are like, well, how do you do things? I was like, well, I can show you how to allow a team to go 90 yards in 2 minutes. It's kind of a failure, you know. That's not what I'm proud of. But we'd been playing a pretty solid game, keep kids in the right positions. But when your kids aren't in the right positions, as a coach, that's our responsibility, at least. And we can remind them. We have a timeout. Anyway, I was not surprised. And then they can draw up a number of different things, and they drew up one of the ones, and like they've been going for two all game long, and came close to, however you want to look at it, came close to making them all or came close to missing them all. They went, I think, was it 1 for 2 already. So And they have a great kicker. It isn't that. Their kicker's best in our league. He could play for anybody in the state, in my opinion. He end zones it usually and things like that. So they went for it. Well, I was not surprised at all, just for a lot of different reasons. Earlier game, and they had I think they've worked on a number of different 2-point conversions.
Shay, were you on the field then, or are you just playing offense? Were you on the field on that defensive stop on the 2-point conversion?
Shay's plays everything and all the time. Yeah, he's the 1A player of the year, not because of he's a quarterback, but because he freaking makes plays all over the field all the time. He kind of was. People probably didn't notice him as much in the final game, but he got us there, and he had a great game.
Hey, what was that like in the final play? With knowing, hey, if we get a stop on this one play, I mean, we've practiced all year long, and we need to stop on one play to win the state championship. But just talk about what the communication was like on the field before that play.
Well, they called a timeout after they trotted their field goal team out, and so we're all kind of. I mean, it kind of gave us a moment to think about it a little bit more after the touchdown. And obviously, I think we're all pretty nervous knowing that the game kind of came down to this one moment. But I think we were pretty ready. And then they came out and then they ran almost like a reverse type of play and then back pass. And then luckily it fell just short. But it was just a big sigh of relief after the incompletion. I mean, we kind of knew the game was over right there.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, you guys, congratulations on the championship. And now our NFL team is looking for a championship. They're going to try to do what Royal did last month. So, Coach, we'll start with you, and then I'll get Shay's take as well. Just your take on what you've seen as far as this coaching job that Mike McDonald has done with the Seattle Seahawks.
I love it. I think from day one, I mean, I shouldn't say day one because I didn't know everything, but as a coach, I mean, love Pete Carroll, but I thought timing was good, unlike some of the changes that have been made in the NFL this year that I do not understand. I thought the timing was really good, and then the guys he's brought in and let go, in a sense, I think has just really solidified a good team into a great team, and they've shown that this year. I thought some people would say what they want about Sam Darnold, but from what I saw at Minnesota, I was like, that's our only shot. We got to get Sam Darnold. That week or so that went by without a quarterback, I was like, we got it. He's the guy. I'm not saying I know anything because in that level, it's all different. But for me, I was excited and certainly excited to see all the great defense, and that's been fun to watch again, obviously. So it's been great.
That's right. Shay, before I let you guys go, your thoughts on the Hawks. Basically, your entire lifetime, the Seahawks have been at least good, and I imagine your earliest memories were them winning and going to Super Bowls when you were 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, I remember crying when we threw the pick on the 2-yard line. I was pretty distraught after that one. But yeah, I really enjoyed the team this year. I really love JSN. Just as a wide receiver myself, I watch a lot of him. I really enjoy how he runs his routes. He's super dynamic. I mean, they play him everywhere on the field. They play him in the backfield, which I like. And I really like on the defense side of the ball, I watch a lot of Emmanwari. He was a great pickup, I think. He can play anywhere. They play him down in the box sometimes. They play him up at safety, and he flies down, makes plays everywhere. I think he's going to have a big game in the Super Bowl. It's my take on it.
I love it. Well, guys, we really appreciate it. Congratulations on the 13th/14th state championship. Depending on how you look at it, you guys are unbelievable out there. One of these days, I got to make the trip east on a Friday night to watch a little Royal football and find out what that's all about out there. So, hey, guys, we really appreciate it. Head coach Wiley Allred, wide receiver Shay Stevenson joining us here on the FinalScore.tv after yet another state championship. And every day during the countdown, the FinalScore.tv will give away a Curt Warner autographed player card. And on the final day, the day of the big game, one lucky person will win a Curt Warner autographed football. For your chance to win, simply click on the 12's entry form located on the remote control on the FinalScore.tv. All brought to you by the FinalScore.tv, your home for complete high school basketball playoff coverage all the way to the state tournament. Visit the FinalScore.tv every day to find schedules and locations of all games throughout the state. For Dick Fain from 93.3 KJR, for Curt Warner, we'll talk to you tomorrow on the FinalScore.tv.